Okay, folks, here we are in quarantine. Strange times indeed. A lot of people have contacted me about trying to do something online that have trained with me, or even my friends, and this is a great opportunity for all of us to get together and try to maintain the fitness that we can within our homes with the tools that we have at our disposal. The reason I'm actually doing this is because everything I've seen online are professional fitness guys that have home gyms, and most people don't. So this isn't about making gains or getting bigger or anything. What this is about is maintaining sanity and also just trying to keep our bodies fit and strong without taxing our immune system and without taking up too many calories. We don't know what restrictions are coming to us. So for me right now, I'm definitely not trying to make gains of any sort. I'm trying to maintain and keep this a supple leopard like it should be, so it functions the best it can and that the immunity stays high, because sometimes after a really hard lifting session your immunity is really compromised with resistance. So this is going to be moderate exercise. But first I'm going to start with the tools around your house that you can use, because there's really no excuses here. I do have a few dumbbells and I may use them, but if you have a broom, this is a very effective tool for keeping the shoulders open. Okay, and just different ways for mobility to keep our body open, keep all the fibers open, because we're not going to be doing a lot of reaching like we should be doing. So we can use that. If you don't have dumbbells, but you have a couple of recyclable grocery bags, those will do, because we can fill those with some of our canned goods that we should have around to be used for any resistance in these kinds of directions. And always handy, and something you should always have, is a big bag of rice for things like this, so we've got a good amount of resistance there. Lastly, I don't have it right now with me, but I have a few 5-gallon water drums. If you don't have those, go get them. A, for water storage, but B, also it's a great way to have variable resistance in the same container. So if you're doing legs, you can put a little bit more water in it, hug it nicely. It's a nice form to use. It's got a handle as well. You can use it for rows, and you're keeping it full of something that if the water system happens to go down, then you have a little bit of extra water anyways. So they're cheap at the grocery store and they're still open. Go buy yourself 2 5-gallon water drums. If you're an elderly person, I would go with the 2-liter water drums, because they still have nice handles and they're little rectangles. That'll be enough weight for you. So if you have one of these rollers around, we'll be using this too, but it's not essential, definitely not essential. If you don't have a yoga mat or anything and you have hardwood floors, any kind of foam will do. You probably have some just kicking around somewhere, most people do. That'll work, anything works. We're just, whatever you have around the house. I'm lucky enough to also have one of these Bosu balls, which if you don't have is fine, we'll work around it. You can do almost anything we do from here, you can do with just a basic chair. I also have a punching bag, which is much more useful than just to punch. It is a great form of resistance, and that is a 75-pound bag, so I'll use that on occasion as well. And lastly, just make sure you have a chair as well. So we're going to start with just some basic breathing exercises today. One of my favorites is a Navy SEALs technique, and it's called box breathing. And what it is, it's an even cycle of breathing. So we're going to start with 4 seconds. I'll snap it off. We're going to inhale for 4 seconds, and we're really trying to expand our lungs as much as we can. I'm trying to open from the center of my body as much as I can, expanding up here, pulling my ribs away from my hips. I'm going to lie down so I have the barometer of the ground, so I know I'm going to be nice and flat. Okay? So while I'm down here, with this breathing technique, I'm focusing on taking my time and controlling my breath, starting with the belly, and then filling up the lungs and feeling my rib cage expand width and diameter. I'm feeling the back of my rib cage start to push down into the ground. When I'm doing this, I'm also trying to feel the crown of my head grow. I'm trying to expand my spine with this breath as much as I can. Okay? After I take that inhale, I will hold my breath for 4 seconds. The next 4 seconds is just exhaling all the air that you've taken, but with control. It's slow down. And then once we get all the oxygen out of us, we hold our breath for another 4 seconds. So that's the 4-second cycle. I'll slowly increase this to maybe just 7 or 8 seconds, but you can keep going if you want on your own. This is great for anxiety and depression, but it's also great to start opening the body, hyperoxygenating the blood, and making sure that we're starting to bring everything online. That's very crucial to every movement we do, which is this basic area of our torso and our psoas. This should all start to wake up while we're doing this. So I'll snap off the seconds. You can go ahead with me. Inhale. 3, 2, expand. Hold your breath. 4. Exhale slow. 4, 3, all the way out. Collapse the lungs. Hold. Inhale, slow. Hold. Exhale, 4, slow. 3, all the way out. 2, 1, hold. 5 seconds. Inhale. 5. Deeper, wider, open the body. Hold. Exhale slow. 5, 4, 3, 2, all the way out. 1, hold. Six seconds in. Here we go. 6, 3, 2, more. 1, hold. Relax. Exhale slow. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, all the way out. Hold your breath. 6. Inhale. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, deeper. 2, fill it up here. Hold. Slowly exhale. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Hold. 7. Relax. Just breathe normally. You should feel everything really opening up. So a lot of us have probably been very sedentary, or we're doing a lot of walking, but we're not doing a lot of mobility or opening our body. So before we're going to work out, before we're going to use any of these tools to do any resistance training, we're going to gently start to open our body. Okay? I'm pushing out through my left foot, pulling my toes back in dorsiflexion. Is that in frame? Excellent. I'm going to take my socks off so you can see better. All right. Left foot's up. My right knee comes up here. And I'm not thinking about bringing my knee to my chest. I'm thinking about bringing my knee to my collarbone when I exhale. So I'm going to use one of those deep breaths that I've opened my body with. I'm going to cross my fingers and get it on the top of my knee there. And as I exhale, I'm pulling my knee up to my shoulders more. And while I do this, I'm pushing out through my left heel, pulling my toes back. And I'm going to open my shoulders to the ground. So I'm taking a deep breath again here and pulling my shoulders back into the ground, pushing my lower back into the ground a little bit, pushing through my left heel, and pulling the right knee just a little bit tighter into my collarbone, not my chest. I'm not pulling down, I'm pulling up towards my collarbone. Again, deeper breath. Pull the ribs away from the hips. Exhale, create a bit more space in your abdominal cavity, and pull the knee up to the collarbone a little bit more. Push out through the left heel. Gently relax this, let the knee come back up to 90. And now we're going to pull the knee into the right armpit. My right knee is coming into my right armpit. I'm going to grab that knee again, take a deep breath, and pull that knee right into my armpit. Okay, so I'm opening my groin, I'm feeling the ball and joint of my hip and femur open up a little bit, and my foot is pulled back in dorsiflexion there. Pushing through the left heel. This hand is going to pull the thumb up into the armpit. So as I'm stretching my hips, I'm also going to work on some shoulder mobility, and it's a mobility that's good even if you have shoulder impingements. This is great for it. I'm going to pull the thumb up into the armpit, and I want my head on the ground, not up where it was, and I'm trying to get my elbow up by my ear. I'm going to take another deep breath here and pull that elbow up a little higher and pull the knee up into my armpit a little bit more. And now with my left hand, I'm going to reach above my head. I'm going to reach up towards that wall as much as I can. And I'm going to take a deep breath and open this side of my rib cage as much as I can while I do that. Okay, so just get that bag of rice out of the way. Take a deep breath. Reach through the hand, pull the knee up a little bit higher and down. Push your left heel away from your hips. So I'm pushing through my left heel, pulling the toes back. One more deep breath here, open the ribs. Pull the stomach down to the ground on exhale. Slowly bring your left hand back down your body. Right knee, you're going to bring it straight up to a 90 degree. I'm going to use this hand for bracing out here. Left hand grabs the right knee. I'm going to take another deep breath, again trying to create space here. As I exhale, I'm slowly going to find the range of motion I have. One more deep breath. Open the chest to the ceiling. I'm trying to open my chest this way. Exhale. A little bit more twist. Bring the knee up a little bit higher. Take another deep breath. And get a little bit more. You should feel it in the back of your glute a little bit more now. Relax, switch sides. Same protocol here. Bringing the knee up to here. Left knee this time. I'm taking a deep breath, trying to pull my ribs away from my hips. And as I exhale, I'm going to pull that up towards my collarbone. Again, I'm pulling towards the collarbone and I'm pushing out through the right heel. Pulling the toes back. Another deep breath here. Make space here. Exhale. The knee come back up to 90. We're going to pull it into our left armpit. Left knee comes into the left armpit. It's probably easier if you grab it with your forearm for me. Okay, take a deep breath. Pull it up a little bit harder. Now our right hand, thumb starts down here. Pull the elbow up past the ear. Open that up. Deep breath. Open the ribs. Pull the elbow up higher. Pull the knee in on exhale. Now we're going to reach up above us, reaching for that wall. Pull your chin down a little bit so you neutralize your cervical spine, your neck. Take a deep breath here, reach through the hand, open the fingers. Open the fingers in the palm wide and reach through them, open up the ribs, push out through the right heel a bit, create space in that right side of your body. Pull the stomach down on exhale. Hand comes back down. Knee comes up to 90. Open the left hand this time. Right hand comes on the left side of the left knee. Take a deep breath. On exhale, pull the knee across your body, keeping your chest open to the ceiling. Keep your shoulders against the ground. Once you reach your maximal, take a deeper breath, opening and widening the chest. Pull the shoulders into the ground. Exhale. Try to get a little bit more. Center, relax. Okay. Good stuff. So, we're going to start today by just getting into our abdominals, which isn't going to really require anything, for gear-wise anyways, okay? So some of my favorite exercises here are great stabilizers, and they're a good way to keep the functional realm of your body working the way it should, and the mechanics working the way they should. I want to point out the biggest mistakes that happen when people are working their abs, which is the traditional sit-up we've been taught, where we reach up and we're going towards our knees. If you can see what's happening, my stomach is moving up this way. So you're kind of building your abdominal cavity in a way that's not, unless you want to be a strong man, it's not really that functional for us. Okay, so when I'm doing abdominal work, I'm keeping my lower back in the ground, and I'm thinking about the whole rib cage ascending towards the ceiling. Okay, so if I'm doing, instead of doing that exercise for a typical stomach crunch, I'm going to open your hands, widen them. There's a bit of power in my hands here. I'm looking at the ceiling, and I'm trying to bring my rib cage up to the ceiling, and then let it come back down. Okay, and it's better if you're going to be on even ground. I gotta get some shears out and work on the carpet down here. All the things you find out during quarantine, hey? So grip with your feet here, and we're just going to do a set of 20. Okay, chest comes up, exhale, take your time, go slow. Start to feel everything that's coming online to move your chest in the air. Get in touch with your body. This is a great month or 2 or 3 or God knows how long for us to learn this beautiful machine that we've been gifted. And the more we can get in touch with it, the better. So go slow and be thoughtful. Think about how this is working to bring the rib cage up off the ground. Reach, open the fingers. Take your time with it. Let it roll back down. Exhale. Inhale. 17. Let it come back down. If your neck's getting sore, try to fight through it a little bit. You're strengthening the scapulus and the back of the neck. It's very weak in most of us. If your neck gets too sore, then you can go to this position, but you're not here pulling your neck. You're back here pushing you're just bracing the neck. You're not pushing on your head. Chest is still coming straight up. 12. 11. Stay here if you can. 10. 9. Chest up. 8. Pause at the top. 7. Hold. Pull the stomach down. 6. 5. 4. 3. We're going to hold at the top. Hold. Open the hands wide. Open the chest with the breath. Bring it up to the ceiling. Hold. One more. Relax. Breathe normally. Lots of upper abs there, and the connection of where the abs are connecting into the rib cage. This is a very important section of our abdominals to get to work together to have all this motion that we possibly can have. Next, we're going to get into the obliques down here. All right, these are responsible for a lot of spinal stability, and they're very neglected, and a lot of people just do a lot of vertical stomach work, but not a lot of lateral stomach work. So next, knees together. I want you to squeeze your knees. When you squeeze your knees, the lower abs engage in a totally different way, and then you can pull it down to the floor a little bit more. I'm pushing my lower back down into the ground. I'm not here. There's no arch in my back. This is not happening. Okay? I'm pulling the knees up, squeezing them together, pushing my lower back down into the ground. My hips are up. This is tight already. From there, my palms are up. Crucial difference between this and this for this exercise. Okay? Knees squeezing, toes pointed. Chest comes up off the ground. Inhale. Widen the chest. Very slowly, the feet are down a little bit. They're not up here. They're down for a reason. My pinky is going to come to my heel. I'm going to squeeze my obliques. Up to center. Chest stays up the whole time. Squeeze the obliques. Up. A set of 10. One more each side. Relax. Again, you can take your time with these. If you take your time and you're holding these contractions, you don't have to do these ridiculous, like I'm doing 100 sit-ups a day. Yeah, but what's the quality of the sit-up you're doing? If you're just like powering through them, you're using momentum. Stop using momentum, get the most out of your time here. And while you're doing that, you can be more thoughtful, getting in touch with all the little fibers and feel everything contract and control the open. Contract, control it. This is about getting in touch with the machine more than just kind of flopping around and moving our bodies carelessly. We want to be very thoughtful. Okay. We are next. First, I'm going to get a drink. And the beauty of doing this in the basement is being able to have some nice herbal tea and not just a can of water. Beautiful. The next one, we're going to go from a push-up position, but it's slightly modified to be easier on your shoulders. If you can't hold a push-up position, then just return to any of the previous stomach exercises we've done. So I'm going out to about 45 degrees from my shoulder. Okay, so I'll show you my grip this way so you can see my hands. My fingers are open and I'm gripping through them so my wrist doesn't take all the pressure. I want my forearms to be working here. And I'm going to get a little bit wider than my shoulders and come out to about 45 there, okay? And basically, from here, I'm bringing my knees to my elbow. But I'm not doing that by flopping my hips to the side and pulling up. I'm doing it by flexing the side of my glute and then pulling up with my obliques and then kicking back. It's almost a two-part motion, okay? I'll do it from the side as well so you can see that. Okay, so my toes are pulled back. The first part of the rotation is my glute flexing. The second part is the glute coming into the hip flexors, up into my obliques, and then pushing back. Rotate, squeeze up, push back. Take your time, grip with your fingers. My elbows aren't locked out. My shoulders and chest are all working for stability. I'm not just thinking about this. I'm thinking about all the body being in an isometric. It's working hard. Okay? Fingertips out, alternating. Here we go. Pull it up. Really squeeze it. Squeeze the glute. Pull it up. This is also not happening. Hips are in line with the shoulders. Stomach is tight. Rotate out. Pull up. Take your time. Set of 10. 2. Almost there. Keep going. Fight through it. 7. Don't lock out the elbows. 8. Grip with the fingertips. 9. Keep breathing. Almost there. One more each side. 10. Very nice. Take a rest. Okay. From there, we get on our backs again. And we're going to do a stability exercise called the dead bug. So it's very similar to a bird dog if you do yoga, but the opposite of it. So we're going to start with our legs up, toes pulled back. I want dorsiflexion. I want to feel my hamstrings and everything tight. I'm not loose. They're pulled back. My lower back's pushing into the ground. My pelvis is forward slightly. Fingertips are open again. Get in touch with the webbing of your hands. Open the hands. It's great for your circulation, but also good for your extensors. They don't get enough care. Considering we grip everything, I'm trying to open up nice and wide and splay the fingers out, distance. Open the hands. Take a deep breath. Pull the lower back down into the ground. Very slowly open the opposing hand and foot. Don't let the back arch. There's no arch in the back when I'm down here. This isn't happening. The work is keeping this low. This is tight the whole time. Take a deep breath, open. Pull your chin down, pull the stomach down harder. Open the fingers wider. Push through the heel harder. Again, another deep breath. Pull the stomach down. Slowly bring it back up to center. Switch sides. Slow, out slow. Control the motion. Get in touch with opening the body and what's working to open it. Push through the heel, pull the toes back. Open the toes as well. Widen the toes, widen the fingers. Pull the chin down. Take a deep breath in the chest. Pull the stomach down. Get longer. Reach through the heel, reach through the fingers, widen the toes. Deep breath again. Pull the stomach down. Slowly bring it back up to the top. We're going to rep it out for about 8. 8, slow. Back up. Keep the lower back against the ground. As long as you can with the lower back against the ground. 7. About this pace. Open. Push the lower back in the ground. Pull the stomach down to the spine. 6. 5. Breathe. Keep the stomach tight the whole time. 4. Lower back pushing into the ground. Push the lower back into the ground. Squeeze the stomach down to it. 2. Fully open up the body. Open, long. Last one each time. Let's hold, hold, hold. Take a deep breath. Pull the chin down, pull the stomach down on exhale. Slowly up. Other side, last one. Open up with a deep breath. Pull the stomach down. Slowly up. Grab your knees, pull them into your chest. And roll back and forth. Let the body loosen up just a little bit. Okay. Keeping all of that in mind, keeping all of this tight, we're going to go into our posterior chain, the most important for movement in our body, which is the rear of our body. It's a fancy way to see the rear of your body. This is going to be mostly hamstring, glute, lower back's third in line. Again, we're looking for stability in the core here. I'm bringing that heel right underneath the knee. I'll do this side first actually. This is my bad ankle, so it doesn't work great, but hopefully the form's not too bad. My ankle is directly under my knee. My hips are square. It's not a loose start. Everything's square. The stomach's pulled down. Fingertips are in the ground for a reason, not this. Now, my whole palm is stabilizing through my shoulder, and I'm creating synaptic response with my fingers so I can really, I'm bringing more of the body online with that. It's more effective. Get as much out of your time as you can. Fingertips in the ground. Chin down. This movement is my hips moving up, not my leg. That's not happening. I'm pushing through the ground to push my hips up. This is dead weight. If this is too heavy for you or too hard, you can try that. That's about half the resistance. If that's still too hard for you, you can let this one just support the other side, but you're pushing mostly with this side, okay? But if you're able to keep this straight and locked, again, my leg is flexed, this quad is working, fingertips into the ground, up nice and high, flex the hamstring, flex the glute, push it up, open the foot, and grip the floor and push through the middle of your foot as hard as you can. Push that up a little higher. Flex it hard, flex the hamstrings. Take a deep breath. Compress the stomach on exhale. Tighten it up. Feel the connection of the hamstring, glute, and lower back. 10 reps, down and up. Slow, slow, down. Grip the floor with your whole foot. Push the hips up. Thrust the hips up. Down. Up. Grip with your toes. Toes are gripping the ground. 8. Breathe. 7. Flex hard. Grip with your whole foot. Widen the foot. 6, 5, flex, 4, push the hips up, 3, 2, last one, up, good, relax, bring the knee up, loosen it up, stretch it out a little bit, pull it across the body again, switch sides. Again, this leg is flexed, it's not loose, it's flexed, hips are down, fingertips on the ground, shoulders back, chin down. Slowly push through the heel, and then open the foot, grip the whole foot, push through the whole foot. Flex the hamstring and the glute, nice and high. Take a deep breath, compress the stomach, push through this heel a bit, flex it up, more glute and hamstring, flex harder. Fingertips in the ground, 10 reps slowly. 10, up, flex, flex. 9, grip with the whole foot. 8, push through the middle of your foot. The arch is pushing into the ground, especially under the big toe. Grip of the big toe. 6, I think. 5, we'll do 5 more. 4, 3. Take your time. Last one, hold at the top. Deep breath. Flex a little bit harder. Come down, relax. Bring it up. Loosen it up a little bit. Get a nice stretch. Okay, we're going to finish this little test off on our stomach. Okay. We're trying to open up our chest. My back is flexing to do it. My glutes are flexing and my hamstrings are flexing. Is this all in the frame? Yeah. Okay. And as much as this is doing the work, I want to feel my chest open. Okay. So I'm not here because I can be here by opening my chest. It's less about shoulder mobility, more about chest mobility. So what we're doing is basically making an X with our body. And if it's too hard for you to do this, you can go one side at a time. Open the left and right, open the right and the left, and down. If you're able to do both, we're going to open up, reach up, open your fingers, reach through them, pull them up towards the ceiling, keep your cervical spine neutral, point your toes, flex your hamstrings and glutes, bring your heels up a little bit higher towards the ceiling. Take a deep breath, get higher, open the rib cage more, pull it up. Again, deeper. So if you're able to do it that way, do that for the next 2. For those that you can't, I'm going to do a left and a right version of that. We'll do 3 of them as the finisher for the day. So look down at the ground, pull your chin through your neck, open the left hand and the right foot, point the right foot, bring the heel up towards the ceiling a bit higher, bring the hand up towards the ceiling a bit higher and take a deep breath. Expand that body, open the ribs, exhale, and come down. Take a couple of deep breaths. Other side. Last one if you're doing it both sides together. Open up. Point the toe. Reach to the hand. Widen the toe. Widen the fingers. Take a deep breath. Widen the ribcage more. Pull the heel up higher. Get longer. Another deep breath here. And relax down. From here, come up and get into child's pose. Hands forward. I'm trying to let this part of my body really open forward. I'm not here. My lower back should be doing or getting relief, but it's going to get a lot more if I'm pushing my hips away and using my fingertips to crawl my rib cage forward. And then I'm going to take a deep breath that's like a wave up my spine. Watch. Exhale. Again, deep breath. Widen the back, let the shoulders roll forward. Exhale. Pull the hips away from the ribs. Again. Pull the hips away from the ribs. Oh. Up to a normal position. And we'll finish with one more mobility exercise. Get into a nice lunge. Use your mat if you have it. And from here, we're going to interlock our fingers. Push them up towards the ceiling. Keep your hips square. Take a deep breath. Get tall. And as we exhale, I'm going to reach back behind my hips. And I'm going to open up my hip flexors and my psoas a little bit here. Keep the hips square. And from here, I'm going to take a deep breath. And I'm going to lean away from the knee I'm posted on. So watch. Away from the knee and back behind the hips. Another deep breath. Back up to center. Let the knee track forward. Push the hips towards the back of the front heel. Let the knee come as far forward as you can, opening up your ankle mobility and your Achilles. Keep the heel against the ground. Grip with your toes just a little bit, not too hard. And try to bring your knee as far forward as you can. Another deep breath. Okay, switch sides. Grip with your foot, square hips, interlock the fingers. Straight up, deep breath. Lean back first, so now I'm opening here. Another deep breath and pull away from that knee. Really open that side of your body. Another deep breath. Back to center. Tracking the knee forward. This is my crushed ankle, so I've got no mobility. You should have a lot more than I do. And so keep the heel against the ground and just try to bring that knee as far forward as you can. Like I said, if you're having the same mobility as I do without a crushed ankle, then you should spend more time doing this, because you should have a lot more mobility in this. Your knee should really be ahead of your toe, at least, minimum. Okay? Alright. Alright guys, let me know what you thought. We can do a lot with these tools if you guys are interested. And in the meantime, try to stay sane. I hope you have some good food. Watch your nutrition, all that's important. Nutrition through food, man, is the most important. And good luck. Good luck.